Ethan Cole's words infuriated the bodyguard even more. He clenched his fists and wanted to rush forward immediately to beat Ethan Cole to death. Even Victoria Ashford looked incredibly surprised. She opened her mouth slightly, as if she could not believe that these words were coming out of Ethan Cole's mouth. "Miss, please let me do it," the bodyguard said with rage. In all his life, he had never been humiliated like this. "Okay." Victoria Ashford finally agreed. "But don't hurt him, understand?" Victoria Ashford admonished. Damien Knox nodded hastily, and he took off his suit to reveal his chiseled body. When Ethan Cole saw this, he was secretly excited. Having just entered the second level of the chi refining phase, Ethan Cole really wanted to test out his strength. "Brat, if Miss hadn't disagreed, I would definitely break your legs today," Damien Knox said in a cold tone of voice. Ethan Cole was quite courteous. He smiled as he bowed slightly and said, "Please do your best and don't hold back." This comment enraged Damien Knox even more and almost made him lose his temper. "Fine. If you want to dig your own grave, then don't blame me for this." Damien Knox roared in anger and rushed towards Ethan Cole with his fists clenched. This bodyguard was tall, and his fist was the size of a pot of casserole. A strong gust of wind rushed forward. However, Ethan Cole stood still without moving. To his astonishment, Damien Knox's movements seemed to be in slow motion in his eyes. "I got ya!" When Damien Knox saw that Ethan Cole had not moved, he could not help but sneer. His fist was approaching Ethan Cole's face, about to land a punch. "Stop!" Victoria Ashford was so shocked that she quickly rose and shouted, but it was too late. Damien Knox was already blinded by rage. Just when Damien Knox was about to punch Ethan Cole's face, Ethan Cole finally moved. Ethan Cole tilted his body slightly, and the huge fist grazed his face. Then, Ethan Cole raised his palm and slapped Damien Knox's chest. There was a loud bang. Damien Knox's sturdy body flew off. The huge force made him spit blood from his mouth, and he was in excruciating pain. Ethan Cole looked at his palm with excitement and said, "I can't believe I have so much strength." At that moment, Ethan Cole used only 30% of his strength and had seriously injured Damien Knox, so if he had used his full strength, it would have been even more impressive. Victoria Ashford even reached out to cover her mouth. How did Ethan Cole manage to conceal his true strength so well? Ethan Cole not only had superb medical skills, but also had such excellent combat skills. Victoria Ashford became increasingly impressed with Ethan Cole. Unlike the cocky and bossy gentry in Crown Ridge, Ethan Cole's modesty and courtesy blew Victoria Ashford's mind. "Are you all right?" Ethan Cole quickly walked up to Damien Knox and helped him up. Damien Knox covered his chest and looked like he was in immense pain. This made Ethan Cole panic a little, so he hurriedly helped Damien Knox to a chair and said, "Wait a moment, I'll get you some medicine." Ethan Cole quickly ran to the kitchen and used the remaining dregs of medicine to refine a common herb. The medicine was called Dieta pill, which was one of the simplest medicines in medical history. It took Ethan Cole half an hour to produce a Dieta pill. He wiped his sweat as he ran back to Damien Knox's side. "Quickly swallow this," Ethan Cole offered somewhat guiltily. As she looked at Ethan Cole's guilty expression, Victoria Ashford could not help but snicker. After Damien Knox swallowed the pill, his pain gradually subsided. He rubbed his chest as he rose up with a sigh and said, "Mr. Cole, I was the one who was being disrespectful just now, so please excuse me." No, it's because I didn't do it gently. I'm sorry," Ethan Cole said guiltily. This filled Damien Knox with mixed emotions. For the first time in his life, he had lost so completely. "Since Ethan Cole doesn't need you, then you can return for now," Victoria Ashford said to Damien Knox. Damien Knox nodded. He said goodbye to Victoria Ashford and Ethan Cole, then left the place. By now, it was getting late, and there were stars in the sky. Ethan Cole and Victoria Ashford sat in the courtyard. The atmosphere was cozy. "I really didn't expect you to be such a good fighter," Victoria Ashford said with a smile. "To be honest, I had no idea either," Ethan Cole replied in awe. Prior to this, Ethan Cole had always assumed that he would live his life as a loser. I really have no idea what your ex-wife was thinking when she divorced such a good man. Victoria Ashford smiled as she gazed at Ethan Cole. Ethan Cole blushed slightly and felt a little flattered. Sophie Cole had never considered Ethan Cole a good man. Victoria Ashford asked all of a sudden, "Do you have strong feelings for her?" Huh? Ethan Cole froze as he did not understand what Victoria Ashford meant. I said, "Do you have strong feelings for Sophie Cole?" Victoria Ashford stared at Ethan Cole with a sparkle in her eyes. After a moment of thought, Ethan Cole said, "To be honest, before our divorce, I did like her a lot. But after I found out about her adulterous affair with Logan Steele, I only felt disgusted and loathing towards her. If I still had feelings for her after that, then I would be too spineless." Hearing Ethan Cole's words, Victoria Ashford snickered and said, "Really?" "Really," Ethan Cole nodded his head and said. A smile appeared on Victoria Ashford's face. Out of the blue, she asked, "What about me?" Ethan Cole froze. He looked at Victoria Ashford in a daze. He could not believe what he was hearing. "You—" "What did you say?" Ethan Cole asked tentatively. But Victoria Ashford shook her head as she smiled and said, "Nothing." Although Victoria Ashford did not ask any further questions, Ethan Cole's heart was racing wildly. After spending some time with Victoria Ashford, Ethan Cole was naturally head over heels for Victoria Ashford, but he felt that she was out of his league. But if Victoria Ashford really had that kind of interest in him, then Ethan Cole would try to work hard to make himself good enough for her. After Victoria Ashford left, Ethan Cole's heart was still unsettled. He sat in the courtyard all by himself as he stared at the starry sky and murmured, Is she just messing with me, or is she serious?" Ethan Cole did not know this then, but from that moment on, his state of mind had changed forever. The next day, the banquet for the Ashford family was just one day away. All the powerful gentry had received their invitations, but Ethan Cole did not care about this. All he could think about was how to refine his strength. Ethan Cole's cell phone suddenly rang. When he picked up the phone, Ethan Cole found that the caller was Mr. Robert Hayes. Ethan Cole was indebted to Mr. Robert Hayes, who was the only person in the Hayes family who treated Ethan Cole with kindness. He quickly picked up the phone. "Grandpa," Ethan Cole could not help but lower his voice a little. On the other end, Mr. Robert Hayes said in a trembling voice, "Ethan Cole, I'm sorry." "Grandpa, it has nothing to do with you." Ethan Cole inhaled deeply. "In the Hayes family, you are the only one who treated me humanely, but I don't want to rely on the Hayes family now. I don't want to be dependent on anyone anymore," Ethan Cole said in a heavy voice. On the other end of the line, Mr. Robert Hayes fell silent for a short moment. After a while, Mr. Robert Hayes said in a quivering voice, "Ethan Cole, will you come back to visit me?" Ethan Cole contemplated for a moment before he said, "Yes, but for now, it's time for me to say goodbye to you." After the call was over, Ethan Cole rose and headed for the Hayes family's home. Everyone in the Hayes family had gathered together. Ever since Sophie Cole received an invitation from the Ashford family, she had become cockier than ever. Ethan Cole pushed open the door and walked into the Hayes family's home. Upon entering, Ethan Cole saw Mr. Robert Hayes sitting in the corner of the room looking a bit downcast. He seemed to have aged a bit, and his position in the Hayes family was obviously not the same as before. "What are you doing here?" As soon as she saw Ethan Cole, Diana Hayes expressed her displeasure. "Hurry up and leave so Logan Steele won't get the wrong idea," Diana Hayes snorted. When he saw Diana Hayes' unpleasant attitude, Ethan Cole snickered. "I was the one who told Ethan Cole to come back." Mr. Robert Hayes beckoned. Sophie Cole said with some annoyance, "Grandpa, why did you let this loser come? We've divorced already. Your grandson-in-law is Logan Steele." Sophie Cole then pointed at Ethan Cole and scolded, "Get lost. or else Logan Steele will come back and kill you." Ethan Cole ignored Sophie Cole and went to Mr. Robert Hayes. He stooped down and said in a slightly apologetic manner, "Grandpa, this will be my last time returning to the Hayes family." When he heard this, Mr. Robert Hayes's eyes welled up with tears. He took Ethan Cole's hand and said with slight distress, "Ethan Cole, can you please stay? Even if you and Sophie Cole are divorced, I will treat you as my grandson." Although Ethan Cole's heart softened, nonetheless, he shook his head and firmly said, "No. Grandpa, you are really out of your mind." Sophie Cole could not help but scoff at the idea. "You keep saying that Ethan Cole will bring good luck to our family, but what has he accomplished over the last 3 years? He hasn't done anything besides doing laundry and cooking at home. After I divorced him, I've had much better luck." Sophie Cole shook the invitation in her hand and slapped it on the table. "The Ashford family invited me, Sophie Cole," Sophie Cole said with a gloating expression on her face. Ethan Cole glanced at the invitation letter, which was indeed the Ashford family's invitation letter. "With this invitation letter, it is only a matter of time before the Hayes family will be in the ranks of the elite families," Sophie Cole said with a smirk on her face. Ethan Cole snickered and said, "I don't think so. You should get a reality check." Sophie Cole did not feel offended. Instead, she said tauntingly, "You're envious, aren't you? Even if you disparage me, it doesn't change anything. I, Sophie Cole, now have the Ashford family's favor. And you'll always be a loser." Mr. Robert Hayes slapped the table and said furiously, "Shut up." "I'm just stating the truth," Sophie Cole said in defiance. Mr. Robert Hayes grabbed Ethan Cole's hand and said somewhat apologetically, "Ethan Cole, don't take it personally. She's still young." "She's still young?" When he heard this, Ethan Cole could not resist the urge to smirk. Was a woman who was almost 30 years old still considered young? "Ethan Cole, hurry up and get out of here. Do you hear me? Don't bring bad luck to my family," Sophie Cole said with a scornful look on her face. Ethan Cole glanced at Sophie Cole indifferently and said, "Don't worry, I don't want to stay here any longer." With that, Ethan Cole bowed to Mr. Robert Hayes and left the Hayes family in large strides. Mr. Robert Hayes gazed at Ethan Cole's departing back as his hazy eyes welled up with tears. "Sophie Cole, you will definitely regret it." Mr. Robert Hayes's face was filled with sorrow. Sophie Cole said with impatience, "What a goddamned old fart. What do I have to regret? Isn't Logan Steele much better than that loser Ethan Cole?" Having said that, Sophie Cole flung the invitation in Mr. Robert Hayes's face. "Look at it clearly. The Ashford family invited me. I am the one who has the greatest authority in the Hayes family," Sophie Cole said fiercely. Mr. Robert Hayes waved his hand dismissively and did not say anything else. No one in the Hayes family took Mr. Robert Hayes seriously anymore. In their perspective, the Hayes family had gotten into the Ashford family's good graces after all. Sophie Cole had never considered Ethan Cole a good man. Victoria Ashford asked all of a sudden, "Do you have strong feelings for her?" "Huh?" Ethan Cole froze as he did not understand what Victoria Ashford meant. "I said, do you have strong feelings for Sophie Cole?" Victoria Ashford stared at Ethan Cole with a sparkle in her eyes. After a moment of thought, Ethan Cole said, "To be honest, before our divorce, I did like her a lot. But after I found out about her adulterous affair with Logan Steele, I only felt disgusted and loathing towards her. If I still had feelings for her after that, then I would be too spineless." Hearing Ethan Cole's words, Victoria Ashford snickered and said, "Really? Really?" Ethan Cole nodded his head and said. A smile appeared on Victoria Ashford's face. Out of the blue, she asked, "What about me?"